Hey guys, RC here, back with episode 2 of This Grand Life. We are a street performer in New York. We finally got our job at the park, performing music for the masses, putting our little hat out in front of us in front of the fountain, and strumming away on some acoustic chords, cranking out odes of love and happiness and darkness and despair, whatever floats your boat that day, hoping for some tips. So anyway, we're in the park. We're living up in the East Bronx. We're visiting Manatee Stadium, going for a run every once in a while, and we're getting in some bar fights down at the Eagle Squawk. So that's kind of our rotation here. And we've got $1,089, and check our possessions. We have groceries, a refrigerator, and a guitar. So if we click on our house, you can see our possessions total almost $1,300, and our apartment is safe up to $2,907. Once you go over that, you can, but it gives you a chance to get robbed, and the robberies happen pretty regularly if you go over that. First thing I want to do is I don't want to order any more pizza, so I'm going to hide that just so I don't click on it inadvertently. So we're maxed out this week, so we don't need to be here, but I am kind of thinking I want to get an oven, I believe, is the next thing I want to get, and we can afford up to $1,700. That's not how much an oven costs, but that's how much more stuff we can buy. Also, your groceries, they will expire after 4 weeks. So we've owned them for 2 weeks, and so they will actually expire. So we'll deal with that at some point. All right, we're at 87%, so a run is 20%, so we can't do anything there yet. So let's get down to the park and let's work on our job. Now, get in the habit, if you do play, of checking to see if you can get a raise. So we're at 1783 currently, and we can get a raise to 1788. Now, it takes 10 hours to apply for the job. I think it's 10 hours. But it does take some time. So you want to make sure the raise is worth the time. And honestly, for 5 cents an hour, not really. So we're just going to bang out some tunes, maybe play some Bon Jovi today. And there we go. Now, some weeks you might be able to get 3 or even 4 shifts in if you time everything right. I'm going to go ahead and try a 3rd shift this week. Okay? We're going to go for a run because we're at 80%. That'll get our health back up to max. I'm going to go down and hit the bar, and we're going to start a bar fight. And that puts us at 83. So anything over 75, remember it's 25% per click, is just a waste. So happiness is up to 47. I'm going to head over here. We're going to buy an oven. Now, an oven, you can see it increases your food produced when eating at home by 20%. So whatever happiness eating at home generates gets a 20% bonus. So it takes less, you get a bigger boost to your bar for the same amount of time. All right. So now I would like to have a coupon for that. You know what? Let's wait for the coupon. Then we can save some money. We've got to be the frugal rock star wannabe. Now we have 26 hours left in the week. Travel home. We're going to eat, shower. I'm going to stare at the wall. Okay. There's a celebrity concert this week at Manatee Stadium, a hot dog eating competition, and a 50% off clothing coupon. Okay. Now, we're so low on hunger, I'm going to go ahead and eat at home to start the week. We're going to go ahead and go to Central Park, do 2 shifts. I don't need to go for a run. The clothing store is here. So let's go and do our bar fight. Boom. I'm going to buy, okay, our groceries expired. So because it's buy one, get one free, that's basically what it is. I'm going to buy 2 sets. That'll set me up for clothes for a while. I'm going to buy some more groceries. Head home. Eat, shower, stare at the wall. Boom. Now, I'm paying a subscription to Living Lively. It just gives you tips. It's 49 cents every week, but I don't really need that. I'm going to unsubscribe from that. And we're good. All right. This kind of gives you what you can do this week, what's coming due next week, including bills. All right. Again, we're kind of low on hunger, so I'm going to go ahead and eat and bump that up. We are down to 79%, so let's hit the park, play, go for a run. Do our bar fight. Get back home, eat, shower, stare at the wall just to get that little bump. And, oh, by the way, we're up to 50% happiness. And let's go ahead and eat again. All right. Now, this is just a random event. An old friend called to talk about their pyramid scheme. It sucked 10 hours off of our week to start the week and cut our happiness by 5%. Yeah. If you're going to school for anything, you do have academic terms. We're not worried about that right now. But this is when you can actually go to classes and study for degrees or whatever. And we'll have to do that eventually with our music degree, right? But not right now. And we do have a debt for our apartment rent next week. So that's going to be due. We need to make sure we have $527. Before we do that, let's pop down to Wall Street. Now, we don't have a ton of money, but we can go into the stock market. And, they have actually added, so the mod has actually added in a bunch of other companies. So we have, basically you had money down to orange were the default, and now they've added all of these other companies. So that's cool. Gives you more stuff to play with. Now, I'm not 100% positive, but let's look at Money Group. They're the biggest group in the game. All right, so it said click on help. So let's move this over here. So the market cap is the size of the company. That's the value. So they're worth $886 million. Larger companies tend to be more stable. Smaller companies can grow quicker, but have a more unstable share price. Okay? Which is this price here. All right, earnings per share. This is the company's profit per share that you own and gets distributed back to you in dividends, some of it, and the rest gets invested back into the company. Okay. Equity per share, the company's assets per share. So the share price will tend to move towards this price over the long term. All right, so right now Money Corp is at $70.93, but they're trending to be at $80.84 over time. Now remember, when you're in stock market, the two goals are to buy low and sell high, and you have to be in it for the long term. You can't, there's no real day trading in this, for penny stocks. This is like long-term investing. All right. This is actually helping me a lot because I hadn't looked at this before. Your dividend yield is the profit paid to you every year divided by the current share price. So weeks 13 and week 39 are the 2 weeks that you can get dividends. So if you have a share price of $100, which nobody up here has, but so $100 divided by a dividend yield of 3 means you would get $1.50 per share times however many shares you have. So if you have 100 shares, you would get $15. If you have 1,000 shares, you get $150. The price earnings ratio is the share price here divided by the earnings per share. A higher number generally means less profit per share. Okay. A higher number means less property per share, and a ratio above 30 generally means poor earnings. So basically, because they're at 30, you wouldn't get a big return on them. You would not want to get into this stock right now. Hey guys, RC here. Okay, I am back. I had to take another phone call again. You know, life happens when you're old. Anyway, I've jumped into Wall Street so we could look at stocks, and I'm trying to learn. So I clicked on this help, and this window popped up. So let's kind of go through this. So your market cap is the size of the company. Larger companies tend to be more stable. Smaller companies can grow quicker, but have more unstable share prices. Your earnings per share is the company's profit per share. Some of that gets paid to you as a stockholder in a dividend. Some gets reinvested into the company, giving them increased equity. Okay? So the higher that is, typically the more you'll get. Equity per share, this is the company's assets per share. The company's share price, which is this number, will tend to move towards this price over the long term. So right now they're selling at $70.93, but over the long term, 2, 4, 5, 10 years, it'll trend up towards $80.84. Your dividend yield is the profit paid to you every year divided by the current share price. Okay? So let's say your share is $100 and you have a dividend yield of 3%, then that would be $1.50 per share. If you own 100 shares, you'd get $15. If you own 1,000 shares, you get $150. And that's paid out in week 13 and 39, 50% at a time. All right, so that's what we're looking at. Your price earnings ratio is your share price over here divided by your earnings per share up here. A higher number generally means less profit per share to you. A ratio above 30, like we have here, generally means poor earnings. Okay, fair enough. Your price book ratio is your share price divided by your equity per share. A higher number means the share price is more expensive relative to the company's assets. So it's only 88, it's 88 cents is the price book ratio. So, okay, so a lot of that helps me understand a little bit better. Not a lot, but a little bit. Economic growth is some of the trends that we see. When economic growth is high, most share prices tend to be expensive. When economic growth is low, most share prices tend to be cheap, but there's also a chance of a company going bankrupt. If they go bankrupt, your stock becomes worth zero and you lose everything. And corporate management. Each company has a hidden management rating that affects their performance. You can subscribe to the Financial Dimes for alerts when management changes happen. You won't know if it's good, bad, or neutral, but you can watch in the next couple of weeks how the stock price reacts to see if you want to get out. Okay, so that helps me out a little bit. So typically, again, you want to buy low, sell high. So Microsoft is selling at $442. It's under 30, but not much, and it's only 505. Now this one is 22.18, but it's only equity per share of 20. So that doesn't appear to be good. Now they're negative, so they're in trouble. They're going to have Wells Fargo. They're going to need a bailout. 348. That's actually pretty good. And then you can view the chart. So right now, their share price is here, and it's trending upwards very slowly. Now, the economic growth is still kind of low. So what did it tell us about that? When economic growth is... So right now is when they're going to be lowest. So let's see if we can find somebody that we want to invest in. And let me kind of double check here. All right, market cap, earnings per share. Why is... There we go. Okay, I don't know. Going backwards. Okay, so that'll trend towards 15. And over 30 is bad. So this you want lower than 30. So that's not bad. 13.38. So that's almost $2. That's not good. That's $2. That's over 30 though. That's paying out a dividend of 3.51, and it's only 14.5. They've been flat but going up, but it is a little more expensive. Let's look at Bamboozle. 508. That doesn't look good. That's 350. That's over. Ooh, that's 47. Oh, that's high. Walmart's pretty high. That's almost $6. Now, well, no, I don't want to tell you guys that. I don't want to tell you that. All right, so 3.9, 80. That's up 6. All right, you know what? I am going to buy some Walmart stuff. Well, actually, what's Apple doing? No. I like Walmart. I think, and they're actually trending up pretty substantially. We're not getting in at the ground floor, and we don't have a ton of money.
Sean.
Let's buy 30 shares.
Sean, get the ketchup.
All right. We'll do that. And we are going to subscribe to Financial Dimes. All right, now, where are we at? So we're down in the stock market somewhere. There we are. All right. Let's come up to the park. 1783. All right, so the pay's getting higher, but it's still not a lot, right? I'm going to go ahead and do 3 shifts this week. Bar fight. Eat, shower, and eat again. All right, so next week, nothing's due. Nothing in our subscription. And if you ever need to get back to this on a given week, you just click the week up here after you close it, and that'll bring it back up. All right, so happiness is still at 50. All right, health, let's go for a run. Get our health back up. I'm going to go home. I'm going to eat, shower. All right, back to the park. 1783. Ooh, up to 1804. So we're going to reapply. And we lose a little bit of time, but our wage goes up. And we'll keep looking at that. You know, you want to check that every once in a while. All right, bar fight, 80%, and a bar fight gives us 25. So that doesn't do us any good. Let's go back home. Eat, shower. Nothing happened. That's good. Now, if you buy stocks, now I subscribe to Financial Times. That will show up every one, you know, in that weekly report every once in a while. But let's stop by. Basically, every couple of weeks, you just kind of want to spot check your stuff. In a volatile market, you may want to do it weekly. Let's see, 1804. Nope, see, it went back down this week. So we jumped in at a good time. All right, 2 of those. Let's stop by Wall Street. Enter the stock market, and we have 30 shares of Walmart. So earnings are now up over 4. That's down a little bit. That's up. And they've gotten a little flat. Okay. They haven't gone down. They're still going up. There might be a better company. So let's just let's look at Wells Fargo. See, they're going down. They could actually go bankrupt. Microsoft. See, they're flat. But boy, Could you imagine? Could Microsoft ever really go bankrupt? While their price earning ratio is over 30, though, that's high and isn't going to give you a good return. General Electric. That's 1310 is low, but they're flat coming off of a high. All right, they've elevated, but they're on a flat trend. Amazon. Ford. Ford's going on a nice kick up. Facebook. Do I want to give Zuckerberg any money after what he's been doing lately? Oh well. 199. What did it say about the earnings per share? Okay, so it's not a lot. It's trending towards 20, so that's going down. So we don't want that. 19 to 25. Wow, didn't it say that a price earnings ratio over 30 is poor earnings? Yeah, they're only paying out 11 cents. So yeah, we don't want to go there. $1.58. ExxonMobil. They had a nice little climb and then flat, and it looks like they're going up again. How's our Walmart doing? Still climbing. I think I'm going to sink a little bit more. We'll buy 20 more shares there. And Friendbook. Friendbook's going up, and that's only $15 a share. Let's buy 20 shares into them. All right. So we've got a little bit invested in the stock market. Let's see. We already performed this week, right? Yeah. Let's go ahead and do our fun. You know, if we do another bar fight, that gets us, it's only 2%. I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right, I'm going to stop and go for a run. That's for health. Eat, shower. Now, you notice my groceries expired. As long as you're in this screen, you can eat the rest of the groceries. So eat, shower again, and now I'll close that. We'll close that. And we'll go for a slight run for health. And 30% off all electronics. That's the coupon we were waiting for. All right, so I'm going to do 3 rounds this week. We're going to come down here. We're going to buy that oven for 30% off. Thank you, coupon. We'll catch the bar. And then we will buy more groceries. Eat. And see, if you're not sure if you're going to have enough time, do whichever one is lowest to try to get it up as much as you can, because you want to try to keep everything above 50%. Because see, we're still down and it hit us a little bit, so we've got to be careful about that. Now we have rent due this week, but let's see if we eat 41. Now see that 20%, so we get 72 food with the oven every time we eat. So we don't really want to eat unless we're down to 28% or less. All right. We don't want to do showers unless we are at 40% or less. That's so that's where the balancing comes in. So we'll go ahead and let's check our job. 1782. No. Keep performing. We'll do 2 shifts this week. I'm going to go do a bar fight.
Where's Boise at?
Tyler's in your spot,
And-
and move to where I normally sit.
No, I'm going outside.
Let's see. We'll do a run. And that's at 89%. So we're only 11% from max. And we'll eat, shower, eat. I'm going to stare at the wall and then shower. And then stare at the wall again. All right. So we got our dividends at the end of week 12, week 13. We made $64.50 in stock dividends. We made our payment and our electricity bill arrived for $287. So it sucked up a good bit of money. So we can't really hit the stock market again, but that's okay. We're maxed out on pretty much everything. Let's do our work. I'm going to go for a run. It's going to waste 1 point, but that's okay. We're going to start one bar fight, and that gets us up to 90%, so that's excellent. I'm going to go do one more street performer, and then we're going to go home, and we'll eat, shower, eat again. There we go. All right, now you notice Money Group's under new management. Now, we don't have any money in Money Group, but if you were considering buying into them, anything along those lines. So let's pop into the stock market. First thing we will check is our Walmart. And they've taken a pretty sharp downturn. Now, it's not a rocket dive, which would be like that, but it's enough to get my attention. We just got our dividends. So you know what? I am going to bail out of that. We have 50 shares. So we're going to sell those for $3,800. Let's check Friend Book. 1543 is what it's trending. So it's not a huge. Price earnings is still pretty decent. They took a dive. So I'm going to sell those two. It doesn't reset to zero, so you have to fiddle around with that. Now, Money Group is typically the most stable over the long term, but it's trying to figure out when to buy at the right time, right? So price earning ratio is high. And again, you can go look at what those say, what I looked at earlier. And I'm not a pro at this, so a lot of this I'm just guessing. All right, now they've nosedived. It looks like we've flattened out here. So if we could get in ground floor with them, that would be incredible. Now they're $69 a share. I don't want to risk a lot just yet, but ground floor, if these things do rebound up to $81 a share or whatever, and I can make $20 a share, well, that's $400 right there for 20 shares. So I'm going to risk $1,400, but I want to check that weekly right now. And on the flip side of this, they're coming off a downturn. Wow. Now see, they've bottomed out. That would be, they're at a negative earnings. So you want something with a high earnings per share and a low price earnings ratio is what I think I interpret that to mean, right?
Go give me a trash bag to put this in.
I'm going to watch them.
Hold on, coming.
23.70. Wow. They just went down. Okay, Apple looks like they may be balancing out. Not a big gap there.
Where's the ketchup at?
1 cent per share. Yeah, they're not paying out hardly anything. $1.89.
Oh, because they called me today.
Ford.
Huh? Well, you don't have to. Tyler!
33. Seriously, guys.
Seriously, I'm sorry, honey.
No, you're not.
Come on. Let's pee off.
As I've told you guys, life happens. and you guys get everything. So,
Okay.
all right, they're coming off a little turn.
Oh, it's the water bottle.
They're going down. Microsoft, Wells Fargo. I think they could still go bankrupt. I don't want to buy anybody else right now. So you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to run up to the bank, and we're going to put some of this money, that 2,000. Let's do 2,500 just into a savings account. Now you can also put into a term deposit with it's like a CD. It's a longer period. So you like say, I'll give you this money for 6 months, a year, 5 years, whatever. And you know, you get a higher rate of return. When inflation sets in, if you can get a good rate, so like, let's see if we were going to do a 1-year term would pay 6.5%. So that's 1.5% over at the current, you know, with these numbers. Now, I've seen it on a Let's Play as high as 7.5%. So, you know, take that into account. But in a bad market, that may be the way to go to get the best return if inflation is setting in. Clothes are doing well. We're going to go back up to the park, work a couple of shifts, play some music for people. Do I need a run this week? No. I think I can do one more performance. Now you can do other things for fun, but that seems to be a pretty good one, at least early in the game. And we can't really buy anything at this point. So, because again, you're only protected up to a certain amount. And with our oven, we're right up against it. So we really can't buy anything else, like a computer or anything that would make that worse. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to put a break in here. My wife said that birthday dinner's ready, so I'm going to go partake. And thanks for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, leave some comments. If you've played the game, let me know what you think about it. And we will talk to you later on. Bye.